Hey, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about how to set up your website for local SEO. Now, when it comes to local business, local SEO, most people are searching online today. So the more opportunities you can optimize your website and get more of your pages to show up in the local search results, the more qualified traffic you're going to be able to drive to your business, okay? Hey, this is Gary from 3Bug Media, and today we're going to talk about how to set up your website for local SEO. Now, local SEO or local search engine optimization is super important because most people search online for local businesses today, over 90% according to Google. Okay, so the more you can optimize your website, the more pages you can get ranking on the first page of Google, the more traffic you're going to drive to your website, the more business you're going to get from online marketing. Okay, so we're going to break down this website. I'm going to give you an example of how it's done, so hopefully it makes more sense when you're structuring your website for local SEO. First thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our homepage. Okay, so now typically with SEO, your homepage is your most powerful page on your website. Okay, so you typically want to target your most important search term for it because it's your best chance of getting good rankings for it. Okay, so in this example we're going to talk about a mortgage broker in Charlotte, North Carolina, and for the homepage you might do something like mortgage broker in Charlotte. It's a main term, gets searched hundreds of times every month. It's competitive, but your homepage is your best chance of getting rankings for that. Okay, once you get past your homepage, it breaks down into a couple different sections. Okay, you got service pages, location pages, blog, your blog section of your website. Okay, your second most, after your home page, your service pages are probably the second most important pages on your site. Now, a common problem, a common thing small businesses do with their websites is that they create one service page that lists all of their services on one page. The problem with that is they don't rank in Google. Google will not rank a page like that because it doesn't know how to rank it. There's too many different things going on. There's not enough content to really figure out what specific topic it's for, so it won't rank those pages. Typically when you're dealing with SEO, it's one page, one topic. It makes it crystal clear for the search engine on how to categorize your page. So in this example, we're going to break down our service pages into separate pages. So for this example, we would do something like home equity loans, first-time home buyers, refinancing, fixed-rate mortgages, variable rate mortgages, things like that. So now you have a service page created specifically for each one of these. So if you have first-time home buyers in Charlotte searching, this service page has a good chance of ranking. Same thing for people searching for home equity loans, and so on. Okay, once you create all of these service pages, then you're going to move on to your location pages. Now these are a little bit more controversial. Not everyone likes to set these up. We've been doing these for years. They work if done right, but there's a few caveats with that. Number one, if you have multiple locations, that's great. That's what this would be. You'd create a location page for each one of your offices on there, and think of them like a mini landing page or a mini home page for each one of these locations on there. Okay, so if you don't have actual physical offices around the city, things like that, you can still do these. We do these all the time, but there's a couple things with that. Number one, because they can get spammy really quick if they're not done right. But number one, you want to create like a landing page for each of these neighborhoods, because what's going to happen is you may eventually show up for a mortgage broker in Charlotte, but unlikely your homepage is also going to show up for Pineville, Matthews, Ballantyne, Huntersville, and every other neighborhood in and around the Charlotte area. So these location pages helps give you a presence in each of these locations. Okay, so when you create these pages, if you don't have a physical location on them, number one, you're not going to try to deceive people. You're not going to tell them you're located there or you have a presence there or anything like that. The only thing you're going to say is, we service this area. You know, we service the Pineville area all the time. And typical setup for a page like this is you'll talk a little bit about the area, about Pineville, how you serve it, things like that, and then you'll just talk about the different services that you offer on there. And think of it like a landing page. You can put a contact form, things like that on there, add pictures of that local area, help localize that page, things like that. So you can definitely do location pages even if you only have a single location. You just have to do it tactfully and don't try to deceive people, and you'll be okay. These do work, especially if you have smaller neighborhoods, maybe where nobody has a main office there. It's a great strategy to expand these into smaller areas, but just make sure you're not doing it in a spammy way and you're just being upfront with, you don't have a presence here, but you serve residents of these areas. Okay, so you can scale this out to whatever neighborhoods that you want to offer. Okay, and with these pages too, sometimes people, especially if you're going to have the dozen of them, you may not want to put it on your main menu on your website. You don't have to technically put it on a navigational menu on your website, because most of these pages are going to be found through search. Somebody's going to search for, say mortgage broker near Pineville or mortgage broker in Matthews, and this page might show up in your organic search results. So click on it, go to your website, reach that page. Doesn't mean you need to navigate to it from your home page or make it part of your menu navigation. That's up to you. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. They still get found in search regardless. Okay. The next one is blog posts. Blog posts are great for filling in the cracks. Probably your home page, service pages, and maybe your location pages will probably carry a good bulk of your presence. Blog posts are great ways to fill in the cracks with maybe less traffic, but still for search terms people are searching for. And things you can do for this to localize it is talk about your, in this example, if you're a mortgage agent, talk about your local real estate market in Charlotte. Talk about local rates, how it's affecting the local market, things like that. Localize your content, how, what, when, and why. Create blog posts. Blog posts are great for Q&A. People go to the search engines all the time to find answers to questions they have. So they're always asking, how do I do this? What do I do? When do I do this? Why would I do this? So this is where your blog post would come into play. And it gives you a chance to localize it. So if somebody says, how do I get my first mortgage for a first-time home buyer? You can write a blog post on that, but as your examples, you're talking about Charlotte. You're talking about your experience here in Charlotte, things like that, and that helps to localize that content. Or what do I need to qualify for a mortgage? Well, you can say, well, in Charlotte, this is what we typically look for if you want to get a mortgage, and this helps to send a signal to the search engines that this content is localized to a certain area, to Charlotte, North Carolina. So if somebody's searching in Charlotte, North Carolina, you have a much better chance of this content getting shown to them as opposed to somebody else's blog post from California or something like that. Okay, so localize your content. Okay, now how do you optimize all of these pages? Well, there's a couple things you can do. Title tags is first and foremost. That sends a clear signal. It's the first step you would do. Title tag is basically what you're naming your page. Like here, mortgage broker in Charlotte, that would be the title tag for the home page. You'll probably localize your service pages. The title tags would be home equity loans in Charlotte, first-time home buyers in Charlotte, things like that. Most of the time, the title tag isn't visible on the web page itself. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It's usually shown in the browser tab on there, and most of the time nobody can even read it or see it. It's so small, but it still sends a strong signal to the search engine. So you can localize it, these pages with title tags. Okay, so it might be mortgage broker, Pineville, mortgage broker Matthews, things like that. If it's showing up visibly on your website, maybe you can take it out or just put, Pineville or something like that, so it doesn't look too spammy. Okay. Next thing is content. Content, make sure that your homepage, your service pages, location pages, your blog post has good quality content to it. It's not too flimsy. You're not hiring somebody that doesn't speak English to write your content. And you're talking about your local area. So you're not going to keyword spam. You're not just going to enter Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte in your content, but you're going to work it in naturally in the conversation that you're located in Charlotte, you serve people in Charlotte, things like that, working in naturally as part of your content. Okay. Other things are images, video. You can add local pictures in there, add video, things like that to help give it that local feel. Number one, for conversions when people come into the pages. Number two, for the search engines, that they understand, okay, these pictures are from Charlotte, this video is from Charlotte, things like that. You've kind of optimized all that stuff on there. Another thing you can do is maps. Google Maps is your friend when it comes to local SEO. Make sure, especially for your location pages, embed a Google local map on there. So embed one for Pineville on the Pineville page, Matthews on the Matthews page, even your home page, maybe in the footer, or at least on your contact page, insert a Google map of Charlotte on there, or wherever your location is on there. Sends a very clear signal of where you are to Google if you can embed Google Maps. You can even do it on your service pages, put it at the bottom. We serve the Charlotte metro area, something like that, and embed a Google map of the Charlotte metro area in there. Okay, so these are all ways you would localize your website. Okay, title tags, content, your images, things like that. Work it in naturally. You don't want to be spammy about it. But you can work it in naturally into your content if you do it the right way. So if you do all of this, you are pretty well optimized for local SEO for your city. So this is, definitely takes time to build this out, but definitely think about your homepage, think about your service pages, break those out. If you're comfortable with doing location pages, they work very well. And think of a strategy of scaling that out and then start filling in the gaps with targeted blog post content for your area. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can go to 3bugmedia.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.